Welcome to another episode of Zebros. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, are the best people on the planet, Anonymous Alex and Jenna. How are y'all this week?
Yeah.
Zebroin.
That's awesome. So, this week we watched Racing Stripes, and because we watched Racing Stripes, we had to bring in another Zebro. We had to bring in our friend David.
Hello.
David, how are you?
I'm ready to talk about this movie. Generally very well. How are you guys doing?
Good. Before we get started talking about the movie, why don't you tell people kind of a little bit about yourself or where they can find you, whatever you'd like to throw out there.
Sure. Well, I guess this is the thing. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator, painter, and sometimes graphic designer as well. I teach comics as well. The best place to find me, and or also my work, is on Instagram before, it gets eaten by whatever's going to eat everything eventually. At David Beyer Jr. There's a link tree there to all of my various other sites, davidbeyerjr.com, etc. There's an Etsy that's empty. I also have a link to my Electronic Bay page where I sell toys.
Okay, so we watched Racing Stripes. So before we talk about our opinions of Racing Stripes, why don't you tell me what happened in Racing Stripes?
All right, this might be quite lengthy, so ease back and just slip into your mind palace. It's a dark and stormy night, and a truck from the Circus Serrano caravan has a flat tire. Little clowns and other performers in full costume change the tire, but in the confusion, a baby zebra is left behind in a box in the middle of the road. Obviously in the middle of the road. A man in a pickup truck seems to roll up immediately and brings the zebra home to his farm in Kentucky. As he's unloading the zebra into his barn, his daughter Channing basically asks, "Can we keep him?" And she literally does say, "Can we keep him?" We are introduced to a goat, Franny, a rooster named Reggie, and a donkey named Tucker. Nolan, the dad, returns with some milk, and Channing names the zebra Stripes. The next day, as Stripes is running around the farm, he hears the call to post, and Tucker tells him racing is the only reason for a horse to live. We get some backstory that Tucker used to help train champion racehorses until a horse that Channing's mother was riding stumbled, and they both died. Anyway, Stripes loves to run and takes off towards the track where he meets two snotty young horses and races them kind of like over the fence. They have a little race off. One of their dads is a horse named Sir Trenton, and he yells at the kids to be serious about becoming a champion. Stripes doesn't understand why he won't let them play, and Tucker tells him that to some horses, different is scary. 3 years later, for some reason, Stripes is waiting by the mailboxes to race the mailman in his truck. He keeps pace with the mailman until he's distracted by the sight of a beautiful all-white horse at the track and crashes headfirst into a tree. The white horse is working on jumping, but stops short of the obstacle. I'm not sure if those things actually have a name. And during this scene, we also meet Ms. Dalrymple, who is like on the board of the track, and her trainer Cooper, and we learned that she's kind of a bitch. The two knucklehead horses from earlier are checking out the sexy lady horse. One makes a play for her and asks her to join him for a drink. She turns them down and heads for the fence, where she starts talking with Stripes. This is Mandy Moore, by the way. We learn she's new. Her name is Sandy, and she's a jumper that's been all around the world. The two goofball horses return and give Stripes some grief, and Sir Trenton also returns and tells Stripes to leave them alone. That's the dad horse, I guess. Right? Trenton's Pride is the one of the knucklehead horses. Trenton's Pride lets Stripes know that there's a place where they can settle who's faster. And this leads us to the scene at the Blue Moon Races, aka illegal horse street racing. Sandy's there, and we see Tucker watching from afar as well. They race, and Stripes eats it as he's going around a curve, and all the other horses, except Sandy, who's very sweet, have a good laugh at his expense. Ha 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 ha. What What a dumb horse. The next day, Channing cleans him up before taking off for work on her dirt bike, and we see a pelican flying around the sky. This pelican's name is Goose. He's flying over and crashes into the farm. All the animals get to talking and breaking each other's balls, and Goose is apparently hiding out from his family, which is like a flock of mobster birds in the big city. Goose shows off his massive bird poop assassination skills, but misses his target and creams Reggie the rooster instead, which... well, I guess we can talk about all that later. Have you guys seen that Nickelodeon documentary yet? Those people might have something to say about this scene. Tucker lets Stripes know he saw the Blue Moon incident and that it takes real hard work to become a champion. Then Nolan comes along and puts Stripes to actual work, plowing the field. The two knucklehead horses and Sandy see Stripes working the field, and they start busting him up a little bit again, giving him some grief. Then Tucker comes in for a pep talk that fires up Stripes, and he takes off with the plow. And Nolan is surprised, and it's very comedic. Oh, also, there's a dog that's very lazy, played by Snoop Dogg, and he has like 3 lines, and all of the jokes are not funny. But one of those jokes, the one that actually makes the most sense, is placed here. Something about putting boots in the oven or some shit. Don't make them biscuits. Anyway, Stripes and Nolan finished plowing the field as Channing comes home on the dirt bike, and the animals realize that Stripes will never have a chance to be a racehorse if no one can see that he can carry a human rider super fast. So they plot to take out Channing's dirt bike with extreme violence. Goose, once again, the pelican, right? Pelican? I think.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Beats the crap out of the dirt bike until it blows up in his face. But it is disabled, and just for good measure, Goose also flattens the tire on the very old truck that the dad drives around in as well. The idea is to like force Channing to ride the zebra to work, I guess. After a little pleading and convincing, Nolan allows Channing to ride Stripes into work, where we find out that she works at the track. Isn't that convenient? So this is the scene where we meet a degenerate gambler named Woodsy, as well as Buzz and Scuzz. 2 flies that love music, eating garbage, and in Scuzz's case, farting. Mrs. Dalrymple tells Channing to leave the zebra at home and is kind of a bitch to her as she's sweeping up the stands. Stripes meets the 2 flies before the trainer whacks them with his bridle and they land in manure. That happens. Before she heads home for the night, Channing takes Stripes out to the track and they let it rip for a little while as Woodsy looks on. This is the gambler character. He says he would like to get a real time for Stripes, likes to see how fast he is, and invites Channing to show up early the next morning at the track for a time trial. Channing and her father fight when she gets home, especially when he tells her that there's no freaking way she's going to race that zebra. The next morning, by the time her father wakes up, Channing is already gone with Stripes to the track to race that zebra. While they're there for the time trial, they upstage Mrs. Dalrymple, or Ms. Dalrymple, and they kind of pull the media away from her and her good racehorses simply by being a zebra. The horses are insulting to Stripes as they're led into the starting gates, and the horses take off after the, whatever it is. Is it a gun? Or is it a horn? Okay, so the horses take off while Stripes makes this weird squeak that they've decided is a zebra sound. I don't know if that's actually a zebra sound, but it's very unique. It sounds like a porpoise or something to me. He comes out all slowly and like herky-jerky. Eventually he kind of recovers from the gate trauma. And Stripes and Channing take off long enough for Woodsy to get a time on them for like a quarter mile. They start catching up to the pack. Or again, herd racing? I don't know. Channing's dad arrives just in time to see his worst fear realized as Channing is thrown from Stripes and tumbles across the track. And that's the end of the movie. Just kidding. They argue and Miss Dalrymple extends... They argue. The dad and Miss Dalrymple argue and she extends an invite for Straps to race in the Kentucky Open. And Stripes learns from Sir Trenton, the asshole dad horse, that he is a zebra. A little more arguing in the truck on the way home, where Channing invokes the ghost of her mother before she gets out, hops on Stripes, and takes off. Later at the farm, Woodsy shows up in his hoopty, I guess. It's like the sloppy jalopy he's driving, with the 2 flies in tow, and shows her Stripes' quarter-mile time and offers to put up the entrance fee cost, which is like $5,000, so that Channing can race Stripes in the Kentucky Open. Her dad says no, naturally, and Stripes is bummed out. Aw. Channing's dad says they are going to get rid of Stripes, because how do you deal with the problem? In this case, you get rid of the problem. And the animals stage an intervention in the barn where they reveal her mom's old trophy case / memento corner, where she's got all her like pictures when she was a jockey before she died, obviously. And then like the ribbons everywhere and all that kind of crap. And her pop looks at Tucker as he has a change of heart. Aw. Channing wakes up the next day to see her dad plowing a practice track into a cornfield. Channing's happy, but Stripes is still bumming out when he runs into Sandy, who encourages him to run because he wants to, but he's still stuck on finding out that he's a zebra and is a jerk to both Sandy and then later in the scene, Tucker, who also tries to cheer him up, but he tells him, you're just a short, stupid horse too. What do you know about anything? Franny shows Stripes that Tucker is an excellent horse trainer and that he never beat his own chest and that they need him to believe in each other to win. So after a heart-to-heart with Tucker about the fear of the gate, Channing and Stripes hit the practice track again. Woodsy gives Nolan a boost of confidence in his training abilities, and Tucker, Stripes, and Nolan start working on the gate, which they have rigged up into a cornfield, and there's like glass and clankety stuff all around to simulate the chaos of an actual gate. Anyway, Ms. Dalrymple and her trainer, Cooper, I believe is this dude's name, as well as Sir Trenton and his son, Trenton's Pride, all spy on their training, and then both groups of horses enjoy a fabulous training montage, including a sauna suit that this horse is wearing at one point. You remember seeing this thing? Crazy. And also the flies are also working out, and Buzz and Scuzz are lifting lifesavers strung up on a matchstick. Stripes goes to apologize to Sandy, and they chat about how horses have better facility than Stripes, but he's a better person, etc., etc. When Sir Trenton shows up with a gang of horses, kidnaps Sandy, and presumably beat the shit out of Stripes. We don't see it, but, you know, he wakes up in the dirt the next day. So, like, the next day, Goose takes off, which, again, is not a goose. It's a pelican. Takes off to search for him and finds him knocked out in the dirt. The animals gather and plot a rescue mission for Sandy. They cause chaos in Trenton's stable, and the flies dance to Run DMC / Aerosmith, you know, that Walk This Way song. The rescue is successful, and they get back in time for Stripes to go to the race. Hooray. At the race, Nolan and he tells Mrs. Dalrymple that they make a wager that if Stripes wins, then he gets to keep Sandy, the sexy horse, and that if he loses, he'll come back to work for Mrs. Dalrymple at the track as her trainer. During the race, Roughshod is one of the a-hole horses, and they are trying to kick Stripes, and the jockey even gets into it and is whacking their legs and stuff. It seemed very don't they see this sort of stuff going on? Anyway, they try to stop Stripes from winning until Scuzz gets them disqualified by biting Roughshod's butt. Later, Stripes begins to tire out until he remembers what Tucker taught him. Don't look back and leave it all on the track, which boosts his confidence and he speeds to a victory, earns the respect from the other horses, including Pride of Trenton. At the winner's circle, Stripes walks over to Tucker and drops the wreath over his neck. Aren't we all winners? And then there's a big digital bird poop drop again. And all the friends and farm animals and all this shit, they all take a picture together. Freeze frame. They pull out, and the pic is framed up on the trophy / ribbon table in the barn. And the credits roll. Hooray.
That was amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm done for the day.
Had y'all seen this movie before?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I had never seen this before. Fucking loved it. Not gonna lie. I absolutely love this movie. Way more than probably anybody should have.
Yeah, Tim really loved this movie.
Yeah.
I think I still have the DVD, honestly, right over there.
Somewhere. It's in a box somewhere.
You should have sent me that DVD. I got one from the public library. It didn't work on 2 DVD players at my house.
What?
It's so upsetting.
I know, it was a bummer. Good thing our old Uncle Amazon is still there.
Was that really Mandy Moore? I didn't realize that was Mandy Moore.
Yeah. It's a real...
So many famous people.
Such a time capsule of, was this 2006?
Wow.
Something like that, yeah.
Steve Harvey
and Jeff Foxworthy was the chicken.
I wondered who Jeff Foxworthy was because I never placed his voice, and then we saw his name on the credit, and I'm like, was he the chicken?
Yeah.
He had to have been the chicken.
And fun fact, because I was really kind of into looking stuff up, originally the voice of Sir Trenton was Sir Patrick Stewart, and then he dropped out of the film, and they had to get someone else.
Oh,
and
no.
Michael Clark Duncan was who they chose.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michael Clark Duncan was the Clydesdale at the horse race, at the illegal horse street racing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Who was Sir Trenton then?
I don't recognize the actor's name.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Because the benefit of actually having Amazon to watch this is that they have the X-ray thing. So occasionally I would be like,
Yeah.
I was like, is that Jeff Foxworthy? Like after he sucked like on a helium balloon for a while.
Well, I gotta look this up right now because I gotta know who
great.
it was.
Stop looking things up. It's Fred Thompson.
Oh, we know Fred Thompson. Oh,
Personally,
what do we know? We do. We do know Fred Thompson. Fred Thompson. I'll have to look it up after the quiz. But I know we know Fred Thompson from other stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
I had that experience with
100%.
like the dad, and then I was like, oh, oh, that's Captain Kirk's pop.
Yeah. Oh, and it's not his pop. It's Christopher Pike.
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
Remember his?
you're totally
Yeah.
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Captain Kirk's dad is
Because-
Thor, right?
Yeah. Yes. You know, the only reason that I know that specifically is because I made that same comment in front of Jenna,
Oh no.
and she made fun of me for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong, nerd. Boom, boom.
Yeah. you never forget the ones that you get called
I
out
said,
for.
well, actually.
Push the glasses up.
We just saw him in The Fall of the House of Usher.
hmm
That I
He was
thought was
great in
really
that.
cool. Yeah.
As good as Racing Stripes?
They really wasted Snoop
No,
Dogg with this,
no.
didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they just should have used him more.
I guess he needed a paycheck.
You know what, though? He wasn't wrong. If you do put boots in the oven, don't make them
Don't
biscuits.
make them biscuits.
Yeah.
It's true.
The other hilarious joke was like, look what the cat drug in. And he said it all
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg like, and I was like, it sounds like that's supposed to be a joke, but then nothing else happened. I was like, all right, Snoop. They let you record this at home, didn't they?
Who do we know who played Tucker?
It was Dustin
Yeah.
Hoffman.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Dustin Hoffman and Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg are the donkey or mule.
Well, yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. That one I caught just from hearing it. but-
Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Pretty hard to
Uh,
miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenna's the one who always does this, though, like, just recognizes people and voices and stuff. I'm terrible at it. Like, I'll watch the same person in, like, 7 different movies and not realize it's the same person at any point.
Is that person Tilda Swinton, though? Because, like, I think you could probably... It's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Or, like, Gary Oldman.
There you go.
Yeah. I gotta break off of Racing Stripes for a little bit. Now, you said you draw comics and you teach comics?
I do.
Do you also read a lot of comics?
Yes. Constantly.
Okay. What do you have any favorites right now?
I don't know about a favorite, but I literally just finished reading Crisis on Infinite Earths for the first time, like yesterday or the day before.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of. I mean, I'm 42, so it's like I've had some time, but I've actually never read it. So that was like I've been working on that one for a few months. Whenever I can get a chance from not reading other people's, the students' work and stuff.
Yeah. Do you prefer older stuff or to newer things? Or
No, not at all. It's just that was another. I mean, I haven't read it for a long time, but I actually have had like the trade paperback in my possession for probably 5 to 7 years.
yeah.
So I actually stopped myself yesterday from going to like a comic book rummage sale. I'm like, I have enough things that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
So I started like just pulling some stuff down. I'm also in the middle of reading like the Dick Tracy strips from like 1934.
Oh, that's
At the
awesome.
moment, so
Nice.
I am reading a lot of like older stuff, but
We just saw one of Jenna's favorite bands. It's a band named Say Anything, and I had not heard of Say Anything. And Say Anything's lead singer is Max Bemis, and Max Bemis had a Moon Knight run. So we've been kind of back on a comics kick, and that was the only reason that I was like, I wonder,
awesome.
because it's been a minute since I've read anything because we just moved.
yeah.
And so the same thing, I have that huge backlog of stuff that I need to read, and it's chaos now, so I don't even know what I haven't read anymore. So
It should be known, though, if Tim ever asks you for recommendations, don't give them to him because he will not get to them.
I know it's been that way lately.
Sounds like a good way to spend my retirement. Thanks for the tip.
But you also did a comics podcast?
Yeah. A friend of mine, this is like a childhood best friend of mine, the person that got me into comics. Because I think if you're like a lifelong comics person, you kind of like get into comics at several different points and then like fall out of it for various reasons. This might have been like the second time I got into comics was like my friend Drew. We were in 5th grade. Superman was dead already, and he picked up like a couple of the first 2 copies of Reign of the Superman, like the one with the Eradicator and the Cyborg Superman. And I fucking hated that cyborg Superman. The idea of Superman being a cyborg or like half robot just like made me throw up or something. So I like had to read them. So I got the other two. I got like the Man of Steel and then the Adventures of Superman 501, which is the first appearance of the cloned Superboy.
Yeah.
And then like so fast forward a whole bunch of years, we started a podcast inspired by another podcast, but ours is called Cadmus to Crisis. So it was going to be like one of those. I forget the word for it, but like we read every appearance of the Connor Kent version of Superman,
Oh, okay.
Superboy. Cat, yeah, and you know, in the last few years, you know, Alex has been coming on and fooling around with us on that show as well, which is nice to have, like, you know, someone to do the higher pitched voices and you know, keep us in check when we start thinking we're in 5th grade again. So yeah, we haven't done it for a long time, but they're all out there if you want to find them. Hopefully they're not super embarrassing at this point, considering I think we started 10 years ago.
I think more, because...
Is that true?
More than that. Yeah, because the first time I ever recorded a podcast with you guys was 2014, and you guys had already been going for a bit by then.
All right, it might be 11 years, but whatever.
You talk about Cyborg Superman. Emerald Twilight is absolutely my favorite like run of comics ever.
Yeah.
So the Hank Henshaw stuff later on, I loved Cyborg Superman, but I was in that same boat when he first came out. I was like, what is all of this?
Yeah.
What are these 4 guys? This is madness. Yeah.
Yeah, like we knew it wasn't the kid. We knew it wasn't John Henry.
Yeah.
I was really like, oh, it's got to be the Eradicator, because they're just going to make him like Superman, but more badass for the 90s.
Right.
But
right.
not like go so as far as to make him into, like, turn him into RoboCop or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which turned out none of that bullshit was true. It's so funny, and I don't want to turn this into like Cadmus to Crisis part, you know, adjunct podcast or
Go
something.
for it.
But like, yeah, like later that summer when Superman actually shows up in like Man of Steel 25 or whatever it is, there's a picture of like Superman's face on the cover, and I'm showing my friend that I only see like when we're up north or whatever, and I'm like, man, there was 4 Supermen and now there's a 5th Superman, and he looks at me and goes, what are you talking about? That's Superman. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. They're like doing this whole thing with all these various like would-be Superman. And he's like, no, that's Superman. It turned out it was Superman. So I was like, oh man, I just at that point just completely overthinking everything.
The black suit silver logo is still my favorite.
It looks badass.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, oh, that looks amazing. And then he went back.
But he kept the mullet for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to derail this thing completely. It's been my, like, the same thing. I'm in another one of those points where I'm falling back into comics and I can feel myself doing it.
Oh, do it.
So
good.
you came in at the right time.
Nice. Is there a comics connection to racing stripes? Scrambling for?
I mean, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere, There Are Heroes comics.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
that's
what?
True.
I was excited to watch this because I love Hayden Panettiere, because like in Heroes, she's I was younger and she was a babe at the time. And I was like, oh, but this is her early work. Let's check this out. Okay, that sounds interesting. Then after we finished the movie yesterday, I flipped over to Peacock and put on like the first episode of Heroes. And I was like, oh, I got to turn this off.
Oh, see, the first season?
Because I just didn't have the time. That's what it was. I was like, because they're all here and stuff. I was just like, oh, it's time to eat dinner, I guess. Click.
The first season of Heroes
it's so good.
Is some of the best TV ever.
Yeah.
Everything after that, the hottest of garbage. But yeah,
Writer strikes again.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my sister were into that from like across the country. Like we were both like just like that's what we were chatting about. Oh, did you see Heroes this week? It's fun stuff. Peter Petrelli.
That is a very comic book name.
Man, I tell you, it's weird. Like, I mean, I don't know if there's like other Heroes connections, but there's definitely like a Just Shoot Me connection to this flick.
Yeah,
because David Spade and Ms. Dalrymple were both on that show.
That's true.
Which is crazy.
Man, I loved that show.
I have a feeling it won't hold up. Just in terms of maybe
probably not
acceptability or problematicness. It's called Just Shoot Me, for Christ's sake, right? I mean, like, there's no fucking way you're gonna get that on NBC today. Which is pretty funny.
But yeah, I did. I guess if we're gonna steer back to Racing Stripes, I did love this movie, and I wish I had seen it earlier. And I don't know what that says about me. I mean, it's probably nothing that y'all already didn't know. Yeah,
it's just a great movie.
It's a great unappreciated sports flick of the early 2000s.
Yeah,
it's right there with Basketball.
Basketball, I also loved. That's another one. I don't know if it would hold up. I haven't watched that one in 20 years.
There's no freaking way.
I did love that movie when it came out, though.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I watched it last night with my daughter and Courtney and my mother-in-law, and when that dude first stumbles across the zebra in the middle of the road, Olive got so upset. Oh. She's like crying. She's so sad about it, and we're all like, "Oh no! Oh, we're 5 minutes into the movie, sweetie. It's gonna get better." I bet he grows up, gets real big and strong, and wins a race later. And I was right.
I don't understand. A, how you lose a zebra, and B, how you don't go back once you realize that you've home aloned the zebra. Like you packed up everything except the zebra.
Back.
Oh, that's true.
That's the zebra's real name.
Yeah. And I'm assuming just because I've hung out with Alex before that was an accurate zebra noise, because I think that's the same noise she makes when she makes zebra noises.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It sounds like a loon or something.
Kinda. It's it's just like a whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just here for the animal noises, people. Thanks. I'll check out now.
Is there like a bachelorette party around here? I heard some crazy whooping.
Accurate.
Alex, can you ride a zebra right now? If you found a zebra and it was willing to let you ride it, would it work?
Are there trained to ride zebras? Yes.
No. Is a zebra capable of supporting people?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. That was actually that was real riding, and in the big race, that was 95% of the shots in the film are Hayden Panettiere in the race on the zebra. She learned how to ride, and
I thought that was just an exceptional stunt double because they showed
that
face.
Was genuinely her.
You remember everybody in Seabiscuit was kind of like this whenever they were riding. So
right.
Yeah, or you could see them pushing the weird fake horse.
Yeah.
No, that was genuinely her. They flew the cast that was in, not the voice actors, but cast that was physically present down to South Africa and got a trainer from Australia that specifically works with zebras and horses, and he trained 5 zebras for the movie. But yeah, that was her. And so riding a zebra outside of this scope, it's completely possible. The real problem with them is that because of the way that they've adapted to survive in Africa, it's really hard to teach them how to jump or go over things, because they want to duck under things, and also they never really want to travel in a straight line. They always kind of want to zigzag around. So keeping them on a path is really difficult. So that's really the problem with riding zebras more than anything else. But they are very feral and aggressive.
So Sandy and
That's what I was
Stripes
telling
are
him.
perfect for each other. 'Cause she can't jump either.
Oh no.
Until she's encouraged to by Sir Trenton chasing her down. I love that they overfaced her with a 6-foot fence, and they're like, I thought I'd take it easier on her today. Well, if she's not jumping 6 feet, I don't. It's what the fuck are any of you doing here today?
The worst character in the movie was Cooper.
That guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, just garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, I'm here to train your horses and do what's best for your horses. And she was all like, I don't care, just kill my horses. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Please kill my horse.
Yeah, it's just whatever. And I was like, you have one job, Cooper. And it's to stop the rich people from abusing the horses.
Nah, Cooper's accurate to life character, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Did you see how sweaty his hat was?
At all times.
That shit was nasty. It stains up to where the band is, even past it. Wow.
Gross.
Yeah. So that guy, did you anyone else recognize that dude from another movie?
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you. Okay. He was in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me before Agent Cooper, coincidence, gets to actual Twin Peaks. There's another mystery.
The trailer park.
Right. So
Yeah.
he's the
Oh,
asshole.
yeah.
He's the a-hole cop in that part of the Twin Peaks movie.
Was it him and Kiefer Sutherland? Was Kiefer Sutherland the other cop in that part?
He was an FBI agent with Chris Isaac, and then they butted heads.
Chris Isaac,
with
that's who it was. It was Chris Isaac.
Yeah, the local a-hole cop was the dude that played the trainer in Racing Stripes.
I know that he's
Wow.
in several Children's of the Corn movies and also Species, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'll fight someone.
You have a very unique set of favorite movies.
Yeah,
Species in 8 seconds.
yeah.
That's very...
Basically,
No, I
if
did
it
not...
came out between like 1992 and 1996, it's my favorite movie.
So my favorite television show of all time is Twin Peaks, and I just saw a thing that said that David Lynch wants to make a season 4, and I hope to God he does.
I saw that too.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I see so much stuff on Facebook now that I'm like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I hope this one's real.
So, Alex, you did this on purpose, didn't you? Because I'm actually, like, the thing I'm working on, aside from I do a newspaper strip, is a Twin Peaks zine.
Stop.
Which, yeah, and, like, the main idea is that it's Twin Peaks as a comic, as if maybe Dan Clowes drew it, but it's also focusing exclusively, well, not exclusively, but primarily as if Nadine Hurley was the main character.
Stop.
Yeah.
with their drape runners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely silent.
Oh.
And I'm like, kind of like, as I think about her, I'm just like, oh, she's like Lex Luthor if, like, you know, if Lex Luthor was not rich, a woman, and bad at science. But, like, that's who she kind of wants to be, is this, like, inventor, entrepreneur, and instead she's, like, married to Ed Hurley and hangs out at the gas farm all
I
day.
want so terribly to read this when the opportunity presents itself, because that's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully pretty soon. I got like maybe 9 pages left or something. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
it's gonna be a cool project. I got a bunch of like former students and local artists and people to contribute.
Oh, I
so
definitely.
should be
Are
cool.
you, are you okay? Are you selling it? Is it to be?
I will
purchased?
be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely.
For sure.
I will be the first customer of that because that sounds amazing.
Write that down. Tim number 1. With
Yes.
The bullets. Okay.
And I will probably think for the next week about the Nadine Lex Luthor analogy because it's amazing.
It's really like that's all she wants is like to invent these drape runners, get the patent for it, have it sold like on TV or wherever,
Yeah.
department stores,
Yeah.
and like she's like, we're gonna be so rich, everything's gonna be good now, and she's so deluded.
Did you enjoy season 3?
I never saw it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not there yet, which is just hilarious.
See, I love season 3, but I definitely understood the complaints that people had about it.
I mean, anytime something comes out like that, where it's like 20,
Yeah.
30 years later, nobody's going to be 100% like totally chuffed about this thing. There's always going to be someone, well, loud
So,
people
like-
for sure, but then there's always going to be something weird about it, right? Picard,
There were
season 1 and 2. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
there were
We've talked about this in depth, I feel like.
Yeah.
there were a lot of people, or there are a lot of things that they're making now that are like revisits to stuff from our childhood, and it's a whole lot of fan service.
Oh my god.
And this was very, very not a lot of Frost and very, very a lot of Lynch. And it was like Lynch giving everybody the finger that wanted the fan service. But I absolutely loved season 3. Like, loved it so hard.
I
But
gotta pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest, I still haven't finished season 2. I think I have 4 episodes left.
But you know how it ends, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Season, yeah.
Yeah, there's spoilers are gone.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way that held.
Was it just me, or did they absolutely film from inside of all of our collective childhood bedroom? For Channing,
Yeah.
the scene where Channing wakes up.
Yeah, I think they kind of did. I think it was like an amalgamation of every, like, it was like the generic, like, if you focus on it too hard, it disappears. But otherwise, yeah, it's like from your childhood kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, no, it was almost exact for me. Yeah.
It was a one
I had
for
a few
one
like
for you?
fuzzy frames in there.
Oh man. Was there a shelf full of Brio horses that I just don't have any memory of? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you meant Breyer horses, right?
Breyer. Why Brio?
Breyer.
Brio makes trains, right? Okay. Yeah, Breyer horses.
I'm sure there was.
There had to have been.
There was no way there wasn't.
There had to have been.
Yeah. No way.
Actually,
especially with racehorses, they'd be like, here's the horse your mom rode on the shelf.
I am 100% going to look for Breyer zebras as soon as we get off this call, though.
Yeah.
They have
if
some.
not... Oh, do they?
They do.
Okay, I was going to say, one of them's getting painted if they don't.
Great news. I've freed up several hours of your time.
Oh, man.
Okay, Alex, horse
Yeah.
news.
Well, you know it's got to be the Kentucky Derby win of Mystic Dan, right?
Yeah,
like we
that's
all knew
true.
that had to be the news. I got to watch the race. I know Tim didn't because he texted me saying, "Are you about to watch the race?" As I was leaving, going, "Yeah, I just did." And he was like, "Fuck, time zones get me again." I'm like, "It's in American time," and he's like, "I'm not."
Yeah, I was like, that's the rudest thing you could have said. She's like, it's in your time zone. And I'm like, well, I'm not in my time zone right now.
I sassed you so hard because I
know.
didn't understand that you were in a different time zone. I wasn't comprehending anything you were telling me. So I sassed you so hard. Like, how did you fuck up your own time zone, Tim?
The clocks change on their own when you cross the line. So when I Googled it, it said it was at 6:57 Eastern time. And I was like, oh, cool. That's in about an hour. And so I texted Alex. Alex was like, it's over. It's done. I just watched it.
Damn.
And I was like, so dumb.
Yeah.
This is on the heels of like 2 weeks ago. I missed a flight because I booked it while I was standing in an Eastern time zone, but my flight took place in a Central time zone.
Yeah.
And in that whole conversion, I managed to screw that up as well. So I've had a great time with time zones lately.
I forgot you missed a flight. That
No.
did happen.
There should only be 2 time zones in the United States, right? I mean, in North America, you just merge them.
Right
Just
now,
gotta get
I'm
rid
just
of them all.
I'm just mad at all of them. I'm just angry at all of them right now.
Like Maine to Chicago, that's your time zone right there.
That would make sense.
Right?
That would make sense.
I'll write a letter.
Perfect.
What about the race, though,
To who?
Alex?
Oh, yeah.
It was a really, really good race. I mean, as much as horse racing in and of itself kind of sucks as an industry and there's a whole lot of issues within it, it is kind of exciting sometimes when you're watching a race and like 3 horses are so fucking close that they have to show you 15 different camera angles before you can determine which one won. Like that was extremely good. And one of the favorites, second favorite, Sierra Leone, and then the one everybody was rooting for, the one from Japan, because everybody's waiting for a winner of the U.S. Derby from Japan now. They were all right there. And had it gone on one stride longer, Sierra Leone would have won, but it did not. So Mystic Dan did it. And now we'll see what happens next. I don't know.
Is
Factory?
Mystic
Glue Factory.
That's
is Mystic Dan on his way to the Preakness?
I haven't seen them officially say that yet. I'm also not the most up on horse news, so I don't have like the hot goss from the racetrack.
Literally the one in charge of horse news. Like that is
Yeah, but
your
like
place.
I'm not like consuming it 24/7. I like sleep and go treat my own horse's wounds for the most part.
So, Alex, is that like the first race, or is that like the end of
Yeah.
Triple Crown? What is
This is the first one of the Triple Crown.
number 1.
So, number 1. So, I'm sure like it takes a lot of pressure for them not to just go for it, right? Like if you win the Kentucky Derby, 95% of the time you're going to be like, well, let's just try the other 2 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? What is?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Horse has like a injury thing. You
Oh,
think like
okay.
you can preserve them for longer if you don't race them so soon, because the races are really hard on them. They get longer each time and they're very close together. So like injury rates are really high. So you might decide like, I'm just going to go out like this, preserve my horse for a later day. All sorts of reasons like that. But then they say, hey, the purse is another like 5 million. And you're like, let the fucker break his leg. Go for it. You know, that's what they do.
What do you think the chances are that we'll see a zebra in a horse race this year?
In the Kentucky Derby?
Well,
That already happened. So you want like, so you're
Yeah.
talking about like the next like,
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
Preakness.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This already happened.
Yeah, it was.
This movie's
The
based on a
Kentucky
true
Derby?
story.
No. The actual Kentucky Derby happened on Saturday.
That's
what we mean.
But with the zebra in it.
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be incredible, and we should petition for next year.
That's
put a
what I'm
zebra
saying.
in the Kentucky Derby.
It doesn't matter if he finishes like dead last. Who cares? The zebra was in it.
I don't think he would. I was looking it up today. Zebras can actually go up to 40 miles an hour, and racehorses top out at 44. Like, the zebra wouldn't be as far behind as you think if they could keep it running in a straight line.
Yeah.
Like, I think a zebra could go into the Derby and, like, it would be horrifying to watch that thing run. Like, they are terrifying. But, like, I think we should do
sound
it.
like a degenerate gambler right now. And I think you need to think about...
Woodsy, take it down a notch. What she actually says
My
that at some
stopwatch
point?
right
Doesn't she
here.
say she calls him like a track rat? She's like, "Shut up, track rat."
Yeah,
He was a degenerate gambler with a heart of gold, though.
it's true.
I'll give him that.
So what's that old?
I think they should have cut out, like, 5 fart jokes. I could have used, like, 5 less.
There were so many. Do you know what the fart in the bubble though with those two flies?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
Hearing Tim
Yeah, that
giggle
was-
every time was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was-
worth it.
I might be their target audience with those.
The espresso one really made me angry.
That was
David
Espresso
Spades.
in myself.
farting around the cup.
David Spade's attachment to rap, and then the choice of Run DMC at the end. I was very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And they busted out Ebony and Ivory also in the middle there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to cheer Stripes up at one point, was there? That song. It's like, oh man, he resisted the Ebony and Ivory. He must be really bumming out.
Okay, Jenna. It's time for a quiz.
Oh my god, are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
And is there a through line to this?
There is a through line, yeah.
Okay, so that
Have
means...
fun finding it.
Yeah, there'll be a common actor or something in all these movies that was from...
That's what you said last time, and then
Yeah.
you picked the CPA man, and then you looked at me like I was crazy when I said we're looking for CPA movies.
She calls J.K. Simmons the CPA man because he looks like he could be an accountant.
She was, I mean, she was not wrong.
Okay.
He was in The Accountant.
So we're guessing movies?
Yeah.
Movie
Yes,
titles?
Yes.
You're guessing
Yeah,
movies.
movie
yeah.
titles. Yeah.
But do not look at the cast when you get there.
Yeah, that'd
I'll
be
do my
cheating.
best. Sometimes
All
it
right.
pops up of its own accord.
Like CPA
Cheater.
man.
No,
Are
I
you
knew that
ready?
one.
Yeah. Are you ready for movie number 1?
Yes.
Movie number 1 is a 2004 American science fiction action film directed by Alex Proyas.
Species.
It's a good guess. That's a good guess, though.
Good guess.
Try to play intuitively here.
District 9.
No,
That was a movie.
that was
Yeah, and I can't-
2009, I think.
Yeah,
Or 2008.
I almost threw up watching that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I was too high, and that movie was fucking.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
to be
I
quite
can
honest.
imagine being high and watching that would be freaky.
Okay, I need another clue, because that didn't get me there.
Okay. The screenplay by Jeff Venter and Akiva Goldsman is from a screen story by Venter based on his original screenplay, Hardwired.
Short
soft
Circuit.
wired.
What?
I heard soft
Got
wired.
software from Alex.
Yeah, Short Circuit from me,
No.
which I think missed by about 20 years.
That's I was about to say that's really far off age-wise, but that's really funny that you made that joke. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I can't think of the movie I'm thinking of.
Oh no.
I know it
It's a tough
sucks.
spot to be.
That's rough, buddy.
Is it? Are we cyborgs? In a movie called Hardwired? We'd have to be cyborgs, right?
Well, it's
I don't know,
based on the
man.
original screenplay, right?
Called Soft
So
Wired.
it's- That was my guess. If you're gonna make a variant of Hardwired, soft wired.
That would be definitely not the porn title.
No, that would be the. What was it? What's the opposite of a fluffer? We decided
Oh God.
Ruffler.
ruffler. A ruffler.
Yeah.
Ruffler.
That's the ruffler title.
Oh no. Oh.
2004, science fiction, and then some other stuff that didn't help me.
Snakes on a plane.
Wow.
No.
Close though, right? Pretty close, right?
I'll just let you think that.
Yeah, let's have another clue because that's still not.
Okay.
I can't think of the stupid thing.
Set in Chicago in 2035, highly intelligent robots fill public service positions throughout the world.
iRobot?
Yep.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay. Who was in iRobot that was in this movie?
Will Smith. I don't know.
William Smithery.
Will Smith was in this movie.
There were so
Right.
many people in this movie. It really could be like
Yeah,
It could be anyone.
Steve
could
Harvey.
be anyone. Could be Steve Harvey.
Bruce Greenwood was in iRobot?
Dustin Hoffman.
May have been. I don't know.
Was Whoopi.
There's no way to know.
Was Hayden
There's no way to know.
Panettiere.
There's no way to know.
Maybe. She might have been. There might have
She
been a
might
kid
have
in that
been.
movie that I don't remember.
There wasn't there because wasn't like at the beginning it had to do like the trolley problem that was like the whole open credits that could have been Hayden Panettiere dying in a car.
Maybe.
I feel like that was a thing.
Maybe it was a zebra.
Maybe it was.
Oh, it could have been the zebra. There was
Screen
two.
used
There
zebra.
was
What if the robot from iRobot was in this movie and we just missed him?
what if it's just all robots are
I
from
want to say
iRobot?
so many things right now, Tim, to what you just said. Remind me to
Okay.
say the thing to that.
Okay, I will.
Please.
I will.
Are you ready for movie number 2?
Oh,
Yes.
Movie number 2 is a 2011 American science fiction thriller film written and directed by J.J. Abrams and co-produced by Steven Spielberg.
Was that-
Transformers.
No.
Fuck.
Not Cloverfield. Super 8.
Yeah,
Hey,
Damn
Tim. Oh my God.
I kept thinking 8mm, and that's that fucking
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage movie about, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I was kind of hoping to trip somebody up with that.
Nope. I remember
All right.
that one.
Are you ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Get ready to go to Google, bitches. Number 3
Say
is
that,
a 20...
but we have two movie buffs this time.
That's true. Number 3 is a 2015 drama film directed by Gabriel Muccino.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Man, no, but wow.
Was that a movie?
What a pull.
Yeah. It was a movie. What happened in 2015?
I don't remember.
Lots of things.
I
Drama.
don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to need another clue. I need more.
Okay. It's based on a 2012 script written by Brad Daish, which was included in the 2012 Blacklist survey.
Well, son.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
They're like
Yeah, I'm gonna need more.
unproduced screenplays that are very good but never get made.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe that's what the Blacklist is. But that doesn't really. I don't know if that really helps anybody at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up my copy of Variety lately. Barbie,
Nope.
the prequel.
Okay, no. Yeah, give me
I got
more.
nothing.
Give me more clues.
All right. This film is told in alternating segments between the past with Katie as a child and Jake as a young adult in a relationship with other people.
What the fuck? Sliding Doors.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good guess, though. Probably 20 years off also, but still a good guess.
Yeah, right. The Mailbox. Sleepless in Seattle.
The mailbox is...
Joe versus the volcano. It was When Harry Met Sally. Escape from Los Angeles.
Okay, I thought we were doing Tom Hanks movies, and then we just twisted right into Kurt Russell.
2015. I mean, I don't know any of this.
Yeah, I don't know this one either.
Before Sunrise.
No, because they were together in that movie, right?
I don't know. There was 3 of those movies now.
All right. I'll give you guys some plot.
Okay.
Katie. A young
Jake
girl.
Davis is a Pulitzer Prize winning novelist with a wife and daughter, Katie, whom he loves dearly. However, while they're driving home from a party, he argues with his wife over his flirting with a woman who he had cheated on with her in the past, causing suspicion, and this distracts him, causing their car's collision with a truck.
Beetlejuice.
Definitely Beetlejuice.
Called Crash.
I don't know. I can think of like 700 movies that start with a parent crashing in a car.
That's Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good.
He wasn't a parent.
He was in a car crash.
He was in a car crash. That's true.
What did we
My
just watch?
time traveling wife. The time traveler's wife.
My time traveling wife. I would watch that.
Megan, I think, had a parent that died in a car crash right at the beginning of it.
It had two, in fact.
Did
M3gan?
it? Yeah, M3gan. Yeah.
M3gan.
Shazam has a car crash in it with some dead family members.
Yeah.
Right? Billy Batson's family is taken out.
Yeah.
It's not
Fly Away Home
It's not Vanilla
has a
Sky.
parent.
Yep.
God, Vanilla Sky.
That's way too early. Another good
Yeah,
car
but
crash though.
I remember really liking that movie, and I don't remember the first thing about that movie.
It's like The
I
Matrix,
loved
but different.
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if it was good or
kinda.
not. It was like
I loved Vanilla Sky, and then I watched it again like 10 years ago, and I was like, oh, no.
I have a feeling that that's how I feel, and I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater. So
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah, same.
hold on to that.
yeah.
Jason Lee is in that movie, which is crazy. Did he got any other acting jobs from people that aren't named Kevin Smith before? My name is Earl.
We were just talking on Dragon Knight Adventure Friends about Dreamcatcher,
Wow,
which is another great Jason Lee movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually seen that one.
And I think somebody just declared it one of the worst movies of all time. I loved that movie. Loved Dreamcatcher.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it Dreamcatcher?
It's not. It's not Dreamcatcher.
it's not Birdman, is it?
Or,
The Revenant.
It's a great movie.
okay. I think we're going to have to go to Google on this one because I legit don't have a clue.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What if I told you that this movie stars Russell Crowe?
Austin?
Virtuosity.
It's not Austin.
310 to Yuma.
Yeah.
That's already
Gladiator.
been one.
The Way Back.
The Nice Guys.
That's a good
The
movie.
Nice Guys is a great. Yeah, that's a great one.
Nice
The
Guys is a great
Master
movie.
and Commander.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
There was a ship one. There was a
that was
ship
it.
one.
Part 2.
That was it. That had Paul Bettany in it also, Master and Commander.
Paul Bettany.
That's the guy from that
Johnny Depp's
fucking...
Paul Bettany.
Let's see. 2015 Russell Crowe movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me anything else about this 2015 Russle Crowe movie? That's
Yeah, like
gonna
the
get me there?
No, I can't.
Okay.
It'll just give you the title, period.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to Google.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Prepared.
I'm ready.
And go.
Fathers and Daughters?
Yep.
Ah,
Okay.
that ties in.
It does. No, I don't remember that movie at all. You were right about that one.
All right.
I never saw it. It's called Mothers and Daughters, Fathers and Daughters.
Fathers
Fathers and Daughters.
Just like Nolan and Channing.
That's Tim is at 3 for 5. There's no chance to win, but you can take some points from him.
This is for pride. This is pride.
For
the pride. Of Trenton.
pride. For the pride of Trenton. Are you ready?
I'm going to keep
For
going
number
for
4.
Lane.
Keep going for Lane.
Do it for Lane.
Number 4 is a 2009 American science fiction action film directed by J.J. Abrams and written by Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman.
Star
War of
Trek.
the Worlds?
What?
Transform.
Star Trek was his guess. War of the Worlds was mine.
It is Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Ooh, immediately taking points.
We even talked about that already, too, and I still blew it.
I know.
Ugh.
That's why when you guys said it, I was like, I'm leaving it in. Just to see,
Fathers
just to
and
see what
Sons.
happens.
Who's the daddy in iRobot?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Bruce Greenwood in that movie? Is it Bruce Greenwood? Is that what we're doing?
Let's see. Are you ready for the fifth?
Dick
film?
Tracy.
You know, I don't know if I told you or not, but they're making a new Dick Tracy comic.
They are.
There's a new Dick Tracy comic book for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I read one a couple years ago and I loved it. So, okay.
All right. Number 5 is a 2017 American psychological horror film directed and edited by Mike Flanagan. With a screenplay written by Flanagan and Jeff Howard. You can go at any time. You don't have to wait for me.
House on Haunted Hill.
Nope.
Green Room.
No, there's an island and nuns like a cult.
Oh,
what is it?
Peak. No, I'm way
we
off
have
with
already,
that.
Tim, you and I have talked about this several times.
I know, because it's Mike Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Jenna, how come you never talk to me about answers that are going to be on the quiz? I might remember something we talked about.
Alex,
if
are you
talk to me about
watch a movie.
Alex, are you playing?
Yeah.
Not really. Not until we get back into horses.
Curious.
I try sometimes, but like it just doesn't work for me.
Sometimes I'll specifically throw one on there for Alex.
I sometimes get them if it's not this one. Sometimes
not this one.
Jenna will let us do word association clues where she'll be like, it's like a thing and then a light source, and then we can guess. And I sometimes get those.
But last episode's word association almost killed me, and we're not doing it.
I feel like there's an island and there's a cult.
Shutter
like
Island.
Providence
It's not
Island.
that.
Wicker Man.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except newer. It's Mike Flanagan's the guy that did the Haunting of Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
And he
The
did
Bamboo Man.
Oh, fuck.
This is based on Stephen King's 1992 novel of the same title.
Dr. Sleep. Isn't that
Needful
it?
Things.
Ooh.
Christine.
It's called It. Part 1.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nope.
The Shining.
Part 2. The Itting.
Christine.
No.
Is there a new Christine?
Yeah.
The New Adventures of New Christine?
1992. And it's Salem's Lot?
I thought it was 2009 or 17 or something.
Yeah, it was. But it was the two.
Oh, you're talking
92.
about, yeah, okay.
92 was the book.
2017. Yeah, 92 for the book.
The Mist.
No.
What was that thing with James Franco? Was that TV, though? The November 2nd or whatever. November
11/22/63.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
That was a decent show.
It was a bit of a slog for a book.
That's the time traveler's wife, right? Time traveler's.
It's kind of like that.
Franco.
It's the Stephen King Time Traveler's Wife. Yeah.
That book should be. Oh boy, it should have content warnings.
Full dark
For
no
time
stars.
travel? Or wives?
For wives, I think.
Under the Dome.
No. Do you want more?
Yeah,
Biodome.
Yeah, Biodome's good. Yes.
One day it's going to be Biodome. Wait, did we do Biodome? No,
There's
we
fart
did.
jokes in Biodome too.
We did
Fart
Encino
jokes.
Man, right?
Oh, nice. Wheeze in the juice.
This film stars Carla Gugino and Bruce Greenwood as a married couple who arrive at an isolated house for a holiday.
Gerald's Game.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Carla Gugino.
movie to go chase down.
Carla Gugino is in every Mike Flanagan thing.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what got me there. Bruce Greenwood was in that.
That's what Jenna just
That's
said.
what I literally
did
just
you?
came out of
See,
my
Jenna,
mouth.
I would
okay.
listen to
Yeah, I
what you
wasn't
say about
listening.
movies
Thank
so
you.
good.
Yeah. No.
I will tell you about all of the movies.
Thank you.
Tim recently learned that Carla Gugino is in True Beverly Hills because he had never seen True Beverly Hills.
She was like 10.
She was an infant.
Yeah, she was so young. It was wild. It was like bonkers. It blew my mind.
What is this movie?
True Beverly
True
Hills.
Beverly Hills?
It's like from 86.
It can't be that old.
Oh, it's old though.
It's 89. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Mhm.
I consider 89 like it's proto 90s, right?
Shelley Long plays a housewife who's getting divorced and decides to go and do something to like connect with her daughter and prove that she needs to have money in order to survive.
There's no way.
But
There's no way that Alex knows who Shelley Long is.
There's no way, right?
Zero. There's
She was
zero.
the waitress
Probably
in
not.
Cheers. Oh, she
I
was in.
might know by sight.
The Shining.
I've never seen The Shining.
She
But
wasn't in
you've
The
seen
Shining.
like images of The Shining.
I've seen images. Yeah.
That was Shelley Duvall.
So that was Shelley Duvall. I'm
yeah, that
wrong.
was the wrong Shelley.
Yeah, Shelley Long was in a movie with Michael Keaton and the Fonz called Night Shift, where like he starts running like a prostitution business out of like the morgue or something. It's a very funny movie.
It is actually a very funny movie.
Yeah.
There was a movie where she died
Shelley
and then
Long?
came back as a ghost,
Death
right?
Becomes Her.
There you go.
No, it wasn't that one. Was it that one?
There were 2 movies where she died and came back as a ghost.
What was the
Frozen Assets.
Ghost Dad?
No, that was the one about sperm. It was.
What was it? Shelley Long movies. What was that movie called? She died, and then
Yeah, you may now Google things.
The
You
Brady
are free.
Bunch? Was it the Brady Bunch? Just got hit in the face with that football really hard. Marsha. Dr. T and the Women.
Just True Beverly Hills. Hello Again. That was the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
I had no idea she was in this many movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, The Money Pit. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's a scary movie. How many Tom Hanks movies are accidentally like horrifying? I mean, Philadelphia is intentionally, I think, pretty rough, right? The World War II ones, but like the Money Pit. Big is horrifying, absolutely terrifying.
The Burbs.
Terrifying.
I love The Burbs.
Terrifying. Yeah, I love that movie too. There
I
go
feel
the
like I have neighbors
goddamn
like that
brownies.
right now.
The Klopex.
We don't know what's going on, but back down there, yeah.
Thank you for coming and hanging out and watching Racing Stripes with us, David.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I did enjoy it a lot, even if it was just for like the fart jokes. Like the flies are the best part. I can't like hold it back anymore.
No way.
For some reason,
No
like,
way.
The way that the animals' mouths move, like, it really bothers me because it's like that old school like puppet warp or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, did they put peanut butter in these horses' mouths like the old like Mr. Ed style? So that bugged me and it was weird. Like when Woodsy first talks to Channing, like it's after dark at the track, and he's like, you move like your mother. And I was like, oh man, is he gonna be like this creepy guy? They're gonna play that for a while. Didn't turn out to be the case, which I was glad for. But like the way the flies move is so funny to me because they're like real, like they're just like skittery all over the place. And then like I do enjoy a good poop joke.
Mm-hmm.
And David Spade sounds like he's like fucking like high as fuck. He's having the greatest time of his life in there, like making shit up. I don't know if they had like him and Steve Harvey in there. Steve Harvey kind of like fades away, but those two flies are hilarious. The
flies are like
cappuccino
Dave's
thing.
Apartment. The way they move, it terrifies.
Totally. I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg, whatever, but you know what I mean. I was like, also at some point in the middle of the movie, like the first time I watched it, I was just like, is this the girl story or is this about the horse? Turns out both, kind of, I guess.
Both, yeah.
I don't know. But it was fun.
You want to remind everybody where they can find you?
It's just David Beyer Jr. at on Instagram, and then there's a link tree there, so go to that one place, get everywhere.
And keep an eye out for that Twin Peaks zine that I can't wait for now.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, like if you go to Instagram, which is a popular internet application for your telephone, I do have at least like I think 2 of those you can save the stories or whatever. There's at least 2 of them with like progress work and stuff.
I'm going now.
So you can like kind of get a sneak peek at like my work, but then also like I said, like I got a ton of contributors on this thing. So there's a lot of cool stuff that people like. Everyone else is done. They're like basically waiting for me at this point. So that's like That's where I'm at in my life, I guess. Anyway, yes, Instagram, davidbeyerjr.com.
Beyer.
Beyer.
Just in case.
Yeah, as my cousin said, it's a beer with a Y in the middle.
All right, Alex, I gotta go look at Twin Peaks updates.
Yeah. You want me to just say metal horses while you're doing that?
Yeah, just do some stuff.
Let me serenade your Instagram experience with the names of metal horses like Moose Jaw McGraw, Big Thick Martingale, and Beta Ray Filly, which are our 3 horses. And they would probably not beat a zebra in a fight, but maybe. And then there's Hot Lava SpaghettiOs from Nate, Iron Meriden from Philip D. Keating, who is Stevie Lake's boyfriend, Dale Donuts III from Anonymous Steve, who I have never doxed in my whole life, Dime Bag from Matt Ellman, who I've met one time, Marital Combat from Metastrophe, who always gets a metal voice, Glue Factory from Bean, Pony Hawk, my favorite name, from Olivia, who went metal this time, I don't know, and Ronnie from Scott. Did your Instagram succeed?
Yeah, I'm not done. So let's just go do an outro.
Oh boy, howdy. They always ask me to do the outro, and do I have it pulled up? Nope, I sure never do. But here we are. All right, this brings our podcast to an end, similarly to the way that Channing's mom was ended in that race.
Off screen?
You get it.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, kind of. They don't get to watch this.
Disrespectful.
Thank you for listening to Horse Girls. And if you want to know when new episodes are posted or share your observations of this positively academic podcast, follow us on Facebook at Horse Girls Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Horse Girls Cast. If you want to buy some radical shirts and things, visit duckduckjenna.com, America's most beloved search engine, to search for one thing, and that's Horse Girls merch. You want to take our relationship to the next level? Of course you do. You can get a horse in our barn, the Metal Barn, and you do that at singlethoughtconnection.com, THOT. We also have a veritable plethora of things to offer you, like content, but more importantly, horses in the barn. If you want to find us another podcast, you can. If you like TTRPGs, check out Dungeons and Dragonbeams, Late Starters, and Dragon Knight Adventure Friends, with an N, as in night, as in dark, as in the darkness of the illegal horse racing, and not like a knight with a sword. If you like Animorphs, check out Animorphs Anonymous. Surprise, we also do Surprise Attack Book Club. And I'm throwing it in here. Cadmus to Crisis is a Superboy podcast. You can find it. Yes.
Sorry.
No, never be sorry. If you are be twitched by Jenna, check out Jenna's Twitch at twitch.tv/JennaChill with one singular L. And if you put the second L in there, I will find Sir Trenton and I will have him come for you in the night with his herd of horses that will beat you in a ravine and leave a hoof print on your face. You will not be woken up by a pelican. No, pelicans won't do that. That's ridiculous. Don't be stupid. You can put the second L into Google, but not in twitch.tv/JennaChill. That's with one L. And if you, like me, can't get enough of Tim's beautiful voice, he has voice acted on such podcasts as The Way We Hunt Now. If you think our episode art is hella cute, that's because it is, and it was created by KCD, who writes and illustrates a webcomic called Beside You, which you can read for free at besideyoucomic.com. May the nuts ever stick to your root.